Ooh.
The microphone button, basically, on my
On your stream or
interface.
oh god.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're good.
Oh boy.
But hey, this is op- uh, a good opportunity, though, because I need to check audio. Uh,
Yep.
Last time I did this, uh, I tried to, like, re-listen to the, like, to the stream to check the audio levels, and uh, I could barely hear it because just the audio in general was super low. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that now before anything. But
All right.
and I guess while we're doing that, or while I'm doing that, you can introduce what we're doing.
All
Maybe.
right. So yeah. Hey everyone. I'm Rob Emmix, and that's ReactiMuse. We're gonna be reacting to the Mario Kart World Direct that just came out today. Like we have, it's a bit of a late reaction. Like we pretty much just had our own things to deal with, so we haven't seen anything related to it because it seems like hardly anyone has been posting about it other than like just initial actors pretty much to do live streams, and that's about it. But yeah, so far we've been spoiler freed on this, so and please keep in mind like we haven't seen anything, so please also keep spoilers out of chat until we have seen it. Then we'll probably do our discussion and about what our thoughts about it are and like what do we hope to see from it, pretty much. And like yesterday, we were supposed to do a Taxicast podcast about like predictions on what we were gonna think that was gonna happen in the Mario Kart World Direct. Something happened that both of us had to deal with, so we couldn't exactly do the podcast. So that was why. But other than that, I think I'm ready to go, and I hope that technically you're ready to go too. Oh, and I can hear myself on his end.
Okay.
So he's
Yeah,
just checking audio.
I'm checking audio levels. I think we're good.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to
But
check.
yeah, also like another thing we've been working on like is our controller
Yeah.
retrospective video. We
Okay,
have
good.
like we've been working on that a bit more. It's just been taking a lot more time to just finish up and do. So apologies for that if anyone has been wondering like where the heck have we been for a while, and like and I haven't been streaming a lot lately because we were wanting to do this controller retrospective video project, and we are hoping to do it before the Switch 2 comes out. Oh, that's our like that's our goal pretty much to hit it before the deadline. Mm.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we're good.
All right
Yeah.
then, it's been good to hear.
Okay, I need to like freaking close this. My phone is like almost dead, so it's acting
Ouch.
slow because it's almost dead, which it loves to do. But good. Okay, perfect. So we don't have to worry about that. Nice. I don't have to worry about
Yay.
it being super low volume for mainly for people listening slash watching on their phones, because
Yep.
well, just because. Anyway, I still don't know how loud this Nintendo Direct's going to be, but I'm going to turn that down just in case. I guess since we didn't do it yesterday, we could probably use the next like 5 to 10 minutes to do like a short list of predictions slash hopes for it. So I guess we could start with you.
Yeah, so like as a really huge Mario Kart fan, I really do want to see like how they're going to implement a lot of the things. One of the main things right now is that I want to see how they can do like local multiplayer for 24 players essentially, since that's the main thing that they're selling right now is that the game has 24 players, and so far what we've seen is just that it seems like that the 24 players mode is going to be pretty much like harder to pull off, and like what we've seen so far when it came to like people doing the like gameplay previews of what we got to see from Nintendo Treehouse is that they're doing mostly like split screen, and that like two players on a screen, and then they're gonna have like multiple screens of it. I do wonder how it's gonna like
Hey,
if it's going
Joseph.
if that's how it is for like the actual like 24 player mode. If so, then it's fine for the most part. I'm not against it, but it would be nicer if we could just have like 24 Switch setups, and then we could just all play that, and then kind of like how we do online, technically, pretty
Oh,
much. So yeah,
like a 24, like, not download play, but local wireless. Uh,
right.
Even
Like
screen
and
share.
one.
Hey, if you could screen share 24 players, that would be ridiculous. But I don't know if the Switch 2. Oh, that's convenient, Joseph. Perfect. He hasn't seen the direct either. That's perfect,
Cool.
actually. Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if the Switch 2 is looking to be very powerful, but I don't even think the Switch 2 is going to be able to screen share 24, 23 other systems. But that would be crazy if we could do that. Like it, yeah.
No,
Um,
but I don't think it's going to get that high. But rather, I think more like along the lines of how, like, Mario Kart has a local wireless mode, and they do
mhm.
two players on a screen pretty much. I'm hoping that if they do the local wireless mode and we can actually have four players on a Switch pretty much,
Yeah,
and
four
that way
players
we
per
can just
screen.
connect eight Switches essentially to do the 24 players, then that would be great.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be
because
ideal. So
yeah, because the Switch on its own can do up to 8 systems. Um,
right.
so naturally, the Switch 2 should also be able to do that. And if so, then well, 8 times 4 is 20. It's actually 32. Uh, but 8 times 3 is 24. So if you do 3 players per 8 switches, then you could do 24 players.
Right.
Yeah. Although, but so on that note, with just online multiplayer, so I think what they could pull off here is they can leave the 24 players to just the races, the core race gameplay. I want to see, because 24 races, 24 people in a racetrack seems like a lot. But in a giant open world like Mario Kart, 24 racers is not going to seem like a lot. 24 people roaming around this giant world is not going to seem like a lot of people. It'll take you a long time before you run into someone else. So I'm wondering if in the open world setting, you can have more than 24. So, like, maybe a server of up to maybe double that, 48. Let's just say, spitballing, right? But because in an open world setting, especially because that's the thing too, there's a difference between a regular open world game on foot and an open world game in a kart racer, because you could drive way faster than you can walk, obviously. So this open world is going to be probably way bigger than any open world on a Nintendo system. It has to be. There has to be room for multiple racetracks, which are also very large, you know, assets. So, and you got to have multiple. You got to have how how what do we? What's the number of racetracks that we have confirmed so far?
I believe right now it's currently. I don't actually remember. I remember that it's probably going to be like at least 32, since that's usually the original number of tracks usually that we had since like Mario Kart or like Mario Kart Wii, pretty much. So
Even DS,
wait,
even
yeah,
DS,
DS, like
because they
DS,
had the
Mario Kart
retros.
Wii, pretty much. Yeah, this is when like we had 32 tracks in every single game since then, and like we only increased it ever since like we got to Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart
For
8
the
Deluxe has
DLC.
now
Yeah.
96. So I'm not gonna entirely expect like I'm not gonna entirely expect that they would do like the whole 96 courses. I think that's a bit much, but
Yeah,
I can
they won't
understand
come
if
out the
it was
gate.
possible.
Yeah, they won't come out the gate with 96 courses. They're gonna drip. We can talk about that later. But uh,
Yeah.
specifically, I think, like I was saying, for an open world map, especially with even just 32 racetracks, this map has to be at least 8 times bigger than something like Breath of the Wild. Because you could fit like 10 racetracks in Breath of the Wild, the size of a Mario Kart game. So this open world has to be freaking the biggest one we've seen on a Nintendo console. It just has to be. And here's the thing. We haven't even seen Rainbow Road. Nobody's seen Rainbow Road. So
True.
so there's got to be at some point in the game. We might not even see Rainbow Road in the direct. That's a fun. Maybe we'll see something like that. Potato soup, welcome. Don't spoil anything. We haven't seen anything. Joseph hasn't even seen anything. So, yeah, maybe you haven't seen anything, and that's also convenient for us. But yeah, we haven't even seen Rainbow Road. So even with the world being so massive, with tracks on the ground, there's also going to be at least one, perhaps multiple tracks in the sky that's going to make this open world even more massive, and probably some on the ocean, because you got Daisy Cruiser, you got possibly, I don't know if Daisy Cruiser is going to be in here, but hopefully that'd be cool. Other ship related, underwater related, racetracks.
Wario Shipyard, that was from Mario Kart 7, that was confirmed pretty much. So.
Yep. And I think I could have sworn, maybe I was hearing this from someone else's like discussion video on it, but I could have sworn I heard what's the name? Oh, not Dolphin Shoals, but the underwater track from 3DS. What was that one called? It was like one of the first cups.
I know it's in Fire Cup. I just don't remember exactly what the name was because it's been so long since I
that one's
played Mario Kart 7.
Yo,
but
chat.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yo, chat. Can you hook us up with that? What was the underwater track from 3DS?
Like,
that's but Toad Factory is confirmed. I'm pretty sure I saw Toad Factory in like.
We heard the music.
We heard the music.
That was confirmed at least.
Cheap Cheap Lagoon. That's what it was. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do remember that. Well, so I didn't watch any of the Treehouse. I didn't want to watch the Treehouse, to be honest. I wanted to be completely surprised by what was in the direct.
Yeah, it's Cheap Cheap Lagoon. That's what it was called.
Okay. Nice.
That was a mushroom. Yeah, that's a mushroom cup. My bad. Not Fire cup. It's mushroom cup.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I remember it being one of the first tracks you played. It was Shy Guy Bazaar, Daisy Town, or Daisy, whatever.
Daisy Hills.
Hills. Yeah, that one. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see return. I like all the Daisy tracks. I was gonna say, I do want to see, because the question on everyone's mind, I'm pretty sure it's been answered at this point, but the question on my mind is still, like, are they going to? They're telling everybody, watch the Nintendo Direct. You're gonna see the justification for the $80 price point. I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, I'm getting it anyway. I think it's already, to me, it's already worth $80 just because, number one, you cannot be, because Nintendo's not going to drop the price of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You cannot have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for $60 and then also have Mario Kart World for $60. Honestly, it's at least got to be $70. But people are buying the DLC too. So I would venture to guess at least 50% of people. We got 3 people in here. Dang. Okay.
Nice.
So, but I think what they have to do to get people on the Mario Kart being $80 train is Splatoon style drip feed. Now, the game as it stands looks full of content. But on top of all the content that they already have, if they do like the drip feed model where it's like every month they drop a new track, then that can entice people to be like, okay, this is going to be a game that will last me so long that $80 will be well spent. You know?
Right. And like that's another thing, pretty much, considering like a lot of games these days don't exactly cost like the $60 that everyone thinks. It's just the $60 is the starting price point to get started with the game
Yep.
for a majority of things. Like if you really want to get into more technical detail, like technically we've been spending like over 100 for a lot more games than you think. So the fact that we're starting off with $80 for this game particularly, I feel like we're already at a middle ground pretty much on what it's expected for a price increase, considering that the
Yep.
games are expected to get more expensive, and they kind of should be, considering like they've been at the prices of $60 per game has been a consistent thing for a long time. Like let's be real, like
I think
it's so bad.
that $60 has been the price point for games since the GameCube era. Because I think they were like
Right.
$50 on the Nintendo 64 era, but back then $50 was like 100 today. So, like, and back in the GameCube era, $60 was like $100. Today, so like by today's standards, $80 is not that expensive, but people have been conditioned to think that $60 is just what the number always has to be. Not nobody is like, I mean, people like to pretend that they're considering inflation, but it's like, look, especially for a exclusive Nintendo game or exclusive game in general, all of the money going into making these games is coming straight out of Nintendo. It's not coming out of third party. If it was a third party game, then I feel like you could have that excuse, because third party games have their money in multiple different places. But Nintendo, all of the money going into Mario Kart is coming from Nintendo. And this is, I mean, by the looks of it, it's, people might not see it that way. People will see it as, oh, it's just a kart racer. But and while you're playing it, it might feel like just a kart racer. But if it's as massive as I'm thinking, where it's probably like at least 5 times bigger than, like, and not just file size, the actual world, it's an open world that's like 5 to 10 times bigger than Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Xenoblade Chronicles X, then I'm trying to read the chat here. Chap.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. They can get away with $80 for Mario Kart, but it will be concerning for other games. Well, so that is what. So they're going to very strategically pick the games that are going to be $80, if at all. Like, there's a reason they made Donkey Kong Bonanza $70. To me, that's what the flagship single party games are going to be. Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Yeah.
the next Mario game, the next Zelda game. I would hope. Go ahead.
Right. No, yeah, so pretty much that is just era. And like one thing I have to mention is that like people are upset with Nintendo like being quote unquote greedy in times. Like obviously the one that has been giving like, and the most justified one was that instruction manual thing in game, like that they had. Oh my god, that was easily like the worst part of the entire thing. Like, and it is completely justified for anyone who's upset with like the whole thing.
Yeah, I did like that. I mean, I found it funny that even Reggie made a comment about it. He made like a passive comment about it where he's like, yeah, well, we put Wii Sports on the Wii. I had to fight Shigeru Miyamoto to put Wii Sports on the Wii, and uh, the Wii sold 100 million units because everyone wanted to try Wii Sports. And how do you get people to try Wii Sports? Uh,
Right.
the best way to do that is just put the game in the system so that you're buying. Because for a lot of people, they just wanted Wii Sports, and they're like, "How do I get Wii Sports?" Oh, you buy the Wii. Um, so like, and that kept people from also like buying Wii Sports and also not buying a Wii. Um, but it all, to my understanding, it sold the most in. It basically sold the most outside of Japan because they didn't pack it in with Japan, in the Japan
Yeah.
market.
Yeah. Because for some reason, Japanese Nintendo doesn't even want to sell a game with their consoles for some reason.
That's
And like that's
true.
been just Japan in general too. Apparently, like a lot of Japan and consoles don't come with a game. Oddly enough, so it's pretty strange to think about that. This is pretty much why aren't getting a game with the Switch, and that like now like it shows exactly why. Like the market is reacting very negatively. All things
Mhm.
considered, like people are not happy with the fact that the game like that there's no game that came with the consoles pretty much. And
Yep.
while you could argue in a way that some like other games have been there, and in the Switch 2's case that pretty much Switch 1 games are going to be compatible in a way, it doesn't really exactly hit the same way because pretty much like what's the point of the Switch 2? You need to sell them a game pretty much to convince them that this is
Exactly.
definitely an improvement.
Exactly. Like in uh, especially in the Switch One games uh, case, especially because according to Nintendo themselves, only certain Nintendo Switch games are going to be compatible with the Switch 2. So what if somebody has that one Switch game that doesn't work, and that's their only game they buy, and so they buy a Switch 2 hoping that Switch game one game works, and they put it in and it doesn't work. So uh, that's 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 not a enticing. In fact, that's like a refund policy waiting to happen. So um, at the very least, if they, especially for a game that's $10, like that, that's probably the best. If that were a pack in game, I don't think it would be used much. But to me, that would be like the perfect sort of, because that all it is it's an interactive tutorial. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
like you need a way to have people understand like what they are getting themselves into essentially, and the way to do that is pretty much you pack in a title just so that way they can see like what's exactly going on with this thing.
yeah,
And the fact that we're not getting that in general is going to hurt everything and like with it. So yeah, and let's see, as Joseph saying like
hmm
pretty sure 8 Deluxe is really close to Wii Sports in sales numbers. Whereas that is, I think that is true right now.
uh, well, I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold like 20 million. I thought, right?
I believe so.
Wii
I'll check the
Sport
numbers real
Wii
quickly.
Sports had to have sold at least as much as the yeah. Wii Sports had to have at least sold as many units as Wii's outside of Japan, right? Because most Wii, yes, most Wii's came with Wii Sports. Because basically every region outside of Japan had it. So the yeah, 80 millions. Oh, well, is eight? Are they counting the Wii U version? Because the Wii U version was also the best-selling game on the Wii U. I do wonder if there's a bit of like playing around with the numbers on Mario Kart 8 in general, because Because they like to do that with other games that have like multiple versions across generations. Like for example, yeah, like for example, Street Fighter 2 and Tetris. You know, it would
Right.
I wouldn't put it past Nintendo at all uh, to count Mario Kart 8 on the Wii along with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's sales.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I just looked it up, and yeah, it's 67 million, and right now for Mario Kart 8, while Wii Sports is pretty much around 80 million. So that makes it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty much on point with what Joseph is saying.
Yeah.
And
80 million makes sense. Like, that's, well, 80% of the Wii's that were sold. Roughly 80%, which the other 20% is probably in Japan. So that makes it, that about makes out, or, works out. Um, 67 million Switch version only, 75 mil with the Wii version. Ah, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Um, well, I feel like we've been talking about things other than Mario Kart for a while. So, oh no,
yeah.
to the point where
Uh-oh.
my screen blacked out. Okay,
Oh
well,
boy.
do we have any last minute predictions before we start?
Well, I do hope to see like at least any of the guest character appearances come back at the very least, like Rob the Robot, the Animal Crossing characters, obviously Splatoon characters being brought back in would be awesome. But if
Battle mode.
and yeah, I was gonna get into that battle mode. I definitely want to see improvements too, because like one of my favorite battle modes was DS, but specifically the DS balloon battle mode was easily one of my favorites.
Yeah, where you could blow the
Modes.
balloons and add another
Yeah,
balloon to your
exactly.
arsenal.
It's a high
Yeah.
risk, high reward game right there.
Hmm.
So it's really fun to see that
I
happen.
I do I liked that they brought Shine Thief back too, and
Yeah.
I honestly I feel like they should just bring they should bring every. I don't see why they would have a reason that they couldn't bring every battle mode back. Like do coin battles, do balloon battles, do bob-omb battles, do shine runners, and I guess they could do Renegade Roundup, but that would be a little. I am worried. Yeah, true. We haven't seen the Piranha Plant item yet. I mean, I don't see why they couldn't just make that specifically for that mode. You know.
Then again, it's possible that the reason why is probably Piranha Plant's a playable character. It's
Piranha
possible.
Plant.
Much like how Piranha Plant is in Smash,
Exactly.
but yeah, it's possible. But
But I mean, you
we'll have
could
to see.
play.
It's possible at the same time that it's possible that it's just an item as well. Much like how we actually saw Kamek's Magic, like
Yeah.
so far. But we're not sure Kamek is a playable character in World yet. It seems like nothing about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can play like to me like playing as PD Piranha and using a Piranha Plant was essentially that, and like playing as King Boo and still being able to use a Boo item. Actually, that's it. If you could play as King Boo, I don't. That would be dumb. That'd be. I was gonna say that'd be dumb if they were like, yeah, you can play as King Boo and just regular Boo. Like, okay.
I mean, we have seen like the other ghost types. I'm gonna be surprised if Boo
The
is not a playable character. To be fair,
what other
like I
ghost
understand
types?
if it's still an item, but yeah,
Like the
but,
Luigi's
like,
Mansion
we have
ghost?
seen like the Peepas and the Bruisers actually be
Oh, okay.
like driving in character there. So
Okay, I was like the
like,
Luigi's
um,
Mansion ghosts because that'll be interesting. Uh,
I don't think we have seen Luigi's Mansion ghosts so far.
have we?
But
I heard Egad was in there. Is he in there?
I have no idea. I have not
That
seen
that
any confirmation of EGAD. That would be cool though.
yeah,
If
that would
he
be
is,
cool.
because
And also Toadsworth. That'd be
Toadsworth
interesting.
needs to come back. Oh my god, it's been years since we saw him.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like that. Egad, yep. Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
cool if like he does a trick and he
Like,
pulls out like the vacuum or something, and while you do a trick.
like we've
off the
seen
ring.
Piantas, so come on.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, they could
at
do
this
anything.
point, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's got to be there has to be Nokis too, the conch shell.
right.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
conch
god,
shell
the
things.
Nokis. from Mario Sunshine.
Yep, yep.
Like what other
What we haven't
characters?
what
Like
we haven't seen is the Koopalings. I heard a
that
suggestion
is
from
true.
somebody that potentially it could be a single player thing where you maybe unlock the Koopalings. Um,
Oh my
or
God, Lava from Mario Galaxy 2 as well.
true, or it
That'd be
could
fun.
be like something I thought of a long time ago was why not just make the Koopalings as like a costume swap for, or not costume swap, but like an alternative, just like it is in Smash Brothers, where you just cycle through.
But the Koopalings in Mario Kart 8 actually had different stats. Is the thing.
Well,
So
true, but you also had wasn't it? Oh no, they weren't separate. I was going to say you had Metal Mario and Pink Gold Peach were like the same, but they were their own separate character slots.
yeah, same
So
thing with the Tanuki Mario. Like we have so many Mario's and Peaches in like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8 in general. Like it's way too many. Like
it was
they
a
frankly should have frankly like most of the costumes pretty much should have been like just all like alternate costumes for Mario and
mhm.
Peach, but it's getting to the point where I feel like that's probably what's going to happen, considering like that we can change costumes mid race. It was what we saw so far.
Yes, yeah, because I feel like especially if they made like a separate slot for every single costume, that would just be a waste of like that would be a nightmare having to scroll through like five,
Right.
15 costumes of Mario before you get to Luigi. At the
Exactly.
very least, like you should just be able to click Mario and then pick the costume you want to start out with or something. Because I'm
Right.
thinking the changing costumes mid race thing. I'm wondering if that's like you just find you find it one time and then you have it, and then you just it's kind of like an achievement system where you're finding costumes to add to your characters, and then once you found it in a race or in the world, then you can use it. I'm hoping
Right.
and it's like that because to me the eating the cheeseburger to change your costume, and that's the only way to change your costume. I don't know. That seems kind of weird. It's like
Yeah.
an odd thing, and like changing your costume mid race while could confuse other players when they're like, okay, I need to get ahead of the Peach with the whatever she's wearing. All of a sudden, her costume changes. Oh, okay. Well, this one also has that same costume. So what do I do? Which one is which? But yeah.
Yeah. Also, one other thing I do want to see hopefully come back is mission mode, because that was actually just one of the
Mhm.
best ways to teach you the tutorial of the game in a way. So like it can teach you from like how to do a rock start properly. You can also learn how to do drifting around certain
Mhm.
corners, learn certain shortcuts and all that. Like it's like honestly one of the best things about it. And plus it also gives you a better like teachings of the ins and outs of how you actually do certain things in the game.
Mhm.
So, like for example, you could time your throws to pretty much just like your item throws to do some damage to something. So yeah, like
Yep.
I think pretty much like Mario Kart DS and the arcade titles technically are the only games in the series that have the mission mode.
Yep. Yep.
So
What one thing do hope we see too, and I I think we saw a little bit of it, but one of the things that I have gotten sort of annoyed with Mario Kart over the years, basically from Wii onward, is like every game kind of feels basically the same, just the way the cart moves and all that. The only difference being, and even with you being able to swap parts around and stuff to make your cart, they still basically run the same as they did since the Wii. And I'm hoping that like there's a little bit of like I don't know. And I'm going to bring up Double Dash for this. What I liked about Double Dash specifically was take for example when you're like rolling down DK Mountain, the cart would like shift all over the place, and it would feel kind of out of control and like a little more realistic, like with more realistic cart physics and stuff. Because apparently, um, this came out like a week ago. There was like an excerpt from the developers of Mario Kart Double Dash, and they said like they had to make it so that the cart wheels like the game tracked what each wheel was actually doing, so like it would move, it changed the angle of the cart based on where the wheel was. So like when you hit a ramp or something, the cart would like shift left and right and stuff, and it doesn't really do that much in the game since then. But what I kind of saw in this game was you kind of saw a little bit of the carts. It felt, it looked like it. There was a little, I guess, wobble to the carts, a little out of controlness uh, to the way the carts move, and I'm hoping there's a little bit of that where it's like, you know, it's more than just flat racing the whole time. Uh, but oh yeah, I think I heard that in the same video that I heard the Mario Kart Double Dash like development excerpt was what they were planning on putting a mission mode in Mario Kart Wii at some point, but they scrapped it.
Yeah, so it turns out some data miners were able to discover this, but however, it is incomplete and it doesn't exactly seem like it's going to be running. It doesn't run properly at all, despite some people were able to hack it back in, essentially.
Yeah, they tried to re-enable it, and it didn't work like as well as they wanted it to, basically. Unless they just kind of put their own code in the game and put it in there themselves. Which, I mean, they basically do that with the custom courses too. Oh, that's one thing I've heard of too, was they might do some sort of custom track thing, or at least a custom cup, where you could like string four tracks that you want to do in a certain sequence. Kind of like what they
That
did.
would be cool.
They did that on the 3DS, but it was a street pass thing where you passed by.
Yeah, it was a Street Pass only thing back on 3DS when they did that for Mario Kart 7.
Mm-hmm. But it could be cool if like, you know, say you want to do like a community tournament or something, right? And you have 23 people join you, and it's like instead of having people pick the races or pick the tracks and pick it out of random, you can just have a preset 4 courses and be like, yeah, this is the tournament we're doing. So practice on these 4 tracks, and then it'll just be preset for those tracks, so you don't have to do the randomizer thing.
Right, and speaking of tournaments, you know, one thing I actually would like to see, especially like when it comes to tournaments for Mario Kart, is that they actually would include a better spectator mode, essentially, because right now the current spectator mode is that you have to cycle every single time between each racer, essentially. Okay, that's how it is currently, and while it's not that bad, you can't really do much with it other than like just change who like you're seeing, and then change the camera angle from being like one of the dynamic camera angles to being like one of the more traditional Mario Kart like perspective angle that you're going to be seeing. That's really all it is at the moment.
What if they just, instead of calling it spectator mode, they just call it Lakitu mode, where you are Lakitu and you basically do drone controls with Lakitu. So, and that's how they do spectating.
I mean, like, technically that would be how it is similar enough, like what they do in Splatoon, but I feel like it's going to be a bit more difficult considering, and this is probably what I'm going to consider, like, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult considering that these things are going to probably have a hard time when you have to consider that they have to do 24 players. So how are you actually going to do a button comp? Like, how are you going to actually switch over to like all 24 players on the fly, essentially? Well, I assume that they're probably going to do a button combination that they have to do, like much like how Splatoon is, like where if you want to switch over to like one of the spectator modes, you have to use either like the D-pad, the analog stick, or the face buttons, essentially.
I think they could do it where, so let me use like a Pro Controller that way. They could do something where you hold R and then upright, left, down, A, B, X, Y is like one set. Then you hold L and then upright, left, down, A, B, X, Y is another set of people. And then you hold another button down and then the same combination of buttons is another set of people. They could do something like that, but then that'd be a lot of buttons you'd have to map and names you'd have to memorize too. That's another thing. That's a lot of names that you have to like figure out which button mappings are for. And Mario Kart tracks are also just naturally going to be much larger than a Splatoon map too. So, like, moving a Lakitu around freely on a Mario Kart track to keep up with racers is going to be tricky as well. You know.
Right.
But we have been doing sort of prediction stuff for over 45 minutes, or right at 40 minutes.
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
So, I think we could go ahead and start this.
All right then.
I'm very excited. So, yeah.
Same here.
What's your like excitement level from like 0 to 10?
Honestly, right now it's probably at an 8 right now because I just love Mario Kart in general. I'm just looking forward to how this game is going to be different compared to like other Mario Kart games.
Chat, what's your?
We've seen a lot so far, and like obviously the cow is being like the main highlight. Where
the cow is the meme
so surprised
right now.
off it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chat, what's your hype level from 0 to 10? 8.5, I see. Yeah. I would say 8 right now. If I see drip feed content, it'll be 9.5. If I see paid DLC right out the gate, it's gonna drop to like 6. Because I think they definitely shouldn't be like, oh yeah, and $20 gets you this pack of tracks right after people are already. Breaking news! 8.385924. I don't have my breaking news. Sorry, I don't have my breaking news.
You don't have the breaking news.
Yeah, I don't have it. Set up. That's fine. But yeah, if I think now would be the worst possible time to announce paid DLC. You can do it maybe like 2-3 years from now, but like announcing it in a direct is like the worst part. I don't think they've done it because even though I have not been looking up anything Mario Kart related, I definitely would have seen outrage in some form or fashion, just from like Discord messages, if there was paid DLC. But hey, we don't know. I don't know.
Right. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm ready as well.
Where's my mouse? Okay. So I guess we can do the. I'm at 0, so.
I'm at 0 as well.
We can do 3, 2, 1, go, and I guess I'll let you start it. Let me go full screen now.
All right.
Wait, where's the? Oh, here we go. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, and here we go then. 3, 2, 1. Let's play.
Okay. Whoa. Chat, what's our audio levels looking like? Oh wait. Okay. I'm trying to see track. Is that Koopa Troopa Beach?
I don't think so.
That looked like Boulay.
Got tour track. Hey. Dry Bone's
DJ.
playable.
Whoa!
Drivers,
Dry Bone
start
Dragon?
your
Dry Dragon?
engines.
I don't know.
Welcome to the
Da, da, da,
Mario
da,
Kart
da.
World game.
Da, 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 da,
Available
da, da.
exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
This looks
What
amazing.
kind of races await you?
Whoa, the bananas are giant.
In Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
you'll
They're
aim
bigger
for
than the
first
car.
place
Well, they
in
usually
each
are.
Grand
There's the
Prix.
cow.
Yeah.
Why stop there? Across cities, plains,
Hi, cow.
a desert,
Ooh, wow.
and even
There we
the
go.
ocean. You
Wow,
can
Daisy
find
is
Daisy.
somewhere there.
everywhere in this
Well,
fully
see, this
interconnected
map, look how
world.
small the tracks are.
Racing
This has to be the,
courses
this is the
scattered
biggest
throughout various
open world that
regions
Nintendo's
span
ever
this
made.
world.
It's just
And you
by
can
default.
freely drive
That looks like a
between them.
Mario
Yeah.
circuit of sorts.
There's a lot in store, and we're
Whoa,
Dinosaur!
starting line.
The Mario
Let's
Odyssey
introduce
dinosaur?
Some of the courses
Oh,
that are
there's the
waiting for
crabs
you.
you can play as.
Here we
Oh,
go.
that's oh, what do you call it? Freaking
All right, courses.
oh,
courses are found throughout the world.
We got a-
inspired by their
This is
surroundings.
DK Summit, I think. No, DK Pass. Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the
Shy Guy
new courses.
Bazaar.
Hey, Hammer Bros story. Oh.
Whoa, wait, is this? No, it's not.
Ride the ridges and roads on Mario Brothers Circuit.
Oh, so this is a new one.
That's a new track, Mario Brothers Circuit.
And it's a desert
Curves
track.
around the canyon. You
un-
can't miss it.
Seems more like a valley track.
See the sights and structures of Crown City.
Crown City. I like it. So this is a new
Alright.
one. Is that Baby Daisy?
Oh, red
Soar in
Yoshis.
style down
Okay,
Main
so we can.
Street.
I assume we had the colored Yoshis back as well. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Drift
I-
along the rapid waterways. of
Salty.
Salty
Oh,
Speedway.
it looks like a kind
And
of
make a
Italian,
splash around the city's canals.
like a Venice.
Yeah, Italy.
Stay
Italy.
cool in the snowy trails of Stardew Peak.
Wow.
This looks like it's like a spiritual successor to Ice
Oh
Ice
wow,
Outpost.
they even have some like the Mario Kart tour costumes in here.
Spirited
As you
showing.
saw.
Oh, so this is a
Boo
new
Cinema.
track, Boo Cinema.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Vampire Waluigi.
oh, Vampire. That's actually perfect.
And in addition to
Is this the
lots
Bowser
of
Castle, or
That's
is
a
it
cool costume.
something?
There's
Toad Factory.
Yes.
There it is.
Here we go. Here it is.
Peach Beach? Wait, is this?
Yeah, we're playing on the beach.
Mario Shipyard.
No, is that
and
like
more.
the GameCube Peach Beach?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, it has to be.
Past titles
'Cause-
are also here.
Well, because of
And
the.
now they're reimagined and spread throughout the world.
Yep, of
Where
course.
races
Wait, whoa,
happen
whoa, whoa,
during
whoa.
the day or
Oh, we gotta go back to
Ooh.
this screen and count them all. We gotta count them all.
All right. Yeah, we definitely gotta count.
We still haven't
All right,
seen
characters.
Rainbow Road
race as familiar characters like Mario,
and unfamiliar
Luigi.
characters like Luigi. Oh.
All right.
Peach,
There's
course.
Rosalina.
Bowser,
Of course, we got.
Yeah, get the babies out of here.
Yoshi. Plus new drivers
Goomba.
like Goomba.
Yeah, of
there
course.
it is. Goombas.
Welcome back, Potato Soup.
Ooh, Spike's
Oh!
playable now. Okay.
That's right. Cow.
Cow. It's just.
Cow.
They're not gonna call it the Moo Moo. Oh well, we found the babies.
Oh, well. And this is where our
All the babies are here.
Choose your vehicle.
Oh,
Oh, the
Then
chaos
you're
look
off
like
to
they're
the
on the,
races.
on the screen. Unless this is just like you can
Characters
just
and
toggle
vehicles
between them, but it
each
doesn't
Pre-
seem like it.
different stats,
preset
so make sure
carts.
to find the
Yep.
combo that best suits
Not
you.
bad. I actually kind of. like
I
this, to be
prefer
honest.
preset carts. Yeah.
There are two main styles.
Whoa, a
of
magic
race
carpet cart.
in
That's
the
kinda cool.
world. Grand Prix and Knockout Tour.
Ooh,
Okay, so
okay,
just these two modes
In both
right
modes,
now,
up to
anyway.
Oh my God, there's a
24
swooper
drivers
there.
can participate.
The bee.
Most
You
in
can play as the
series
bee.
history.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. Oh, that's the battle mode is here because that's the battle mode
Look out for
music
cars
from
that shoot bullet
Double
bills.
Dash. Da, 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 da,
Yep.
da, 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 da,
And other
da.
obstacles along the way.
The rolling chain chomps.
Clear.
The-
All right.
Oh, I want the actual chain chomp
And
back. I
now,
don't want the rolling
get
chain
ready
chomp.
for Grand Prix.
The actual
with
hazard.
Cup, Flower Cup,
Airship
Star
Fortress,
Cup,
Sky High
and
Sunday.
more.
Alright.
Grand Prix races are
Okay,
held all over
so
the game's
retro
world.
tracks
You'll
are
race
in
through 4
the
different
main
courses
cups.
in each cup.
There's no retro cups
Seems
anymore.
like it. Yeah.
Which I think
In Mushroom Cup,
I think at this
you'll
point
start off racing
we don't
around
need
Mario
just
Brothers
straight up.
Circuit.
They're different enough from their original
While the
versions
second race
to
will take you
warrant
from
being
Mario
in the
Brothers
new
Circuit
cups.
to Crown City. For the first time,
Oh!
you'll need to drive yourself to the next course in Grand Prix.
Yeah, we already knew about
Yeah,
this
you
one,
need
where
to.
we drive
Okay.
ourselves to-
So there's
Yeah,
no
that's
like,
cool.
yeah.
And if you conquer
Yeah,
all Grand
it's
Prix
all
cups,
seamless essentially
rumor
to
has
get
it that a
to
certain
like
colorful
transitioning
course
over to it.
will
So that's
appear.
cool.
I do
I
hope
kinda
that they
like
at
that.
least
I don't know
I
why.
do hope that they at least like
Next
give
up
everyone
is a
time to
new
get to the starting line
knockout
first
tour.
before they start the race.
From
They-
Golden Rally
that
to
would be
Ice
annoying.
I'm pretty sure that
and
that is
more.
what's going to happen.
These
Pretty
extended
much because
races
they're
take you from one end of the world to the other.
Yeah, knockout tour. So that looks like 6 tracks in a row
Ready for a
that you have to
sprint.
do.
But
yeah.
you've got to
This
place
makes
if you
more.
want
This
to
one makes
stay
more
in the
sense where
race.
you actually have to continue keep racing and like you're not stopping.
Speed towards
Yep.
checkpoints throughout the world. If you don't make the cut, you're out of the running.
It also looks like there are multiple areas in the world
Buckle
where
up. The competition
Oh my
gets
God, there's a
more
Rocky
intense
Wrench in this.
as
Bullet Bill.
closer to checkpoints.
the Bullet Bill looks very high
You've
res
got to
and
drive
kind of
to
rusty
survive
looking, which
in
is kind of
Knockout
cool.
Tour. So keep your eyes on the prize. And
Mixing them
Ah,
together
why?
is better, not gonna lie.
Oh my God, Waluigi with the sombrero.
Oh, his
Ooh, items. All right. So
oh, okay, we got new
items every
gold
time.
shell. What is the gold shell?
change the outcome of a race.
You see that?
Let's see what it is. Yeah, I saw the gold
Here are
shell.
some new items
What does the
that
gold
Oh,
shell
yeah.
do?
Coin shell.
Coin shell.
Oh, coin shell. So it just drops coins.
Coin shell.
Does it not hit anybody?
Now's your chance to grab them.
So it just goes straight in the
Your
middle.
rivals
What if it hits somebody?
Ice flower.
I think it might.
With the
Oh,
ice
well.
flower,
It probably just hits it like a red shell
send
would.
them spinning.
Oh, Monty Ball's playable there.
Aim the hammer
And
and
the
Luigi
penguin.
with a.
Hammers
How many
also
hammers
stay
is
on
that?
Wait, you can
top
play
all
as the
the
damn
time.
bird that
Can be
just
used
pecks
to
down.
block
Yeah,
the
what do you call that? Klondike, Crondor or whatever.
I think so.
So your rivals will go
Klondike's
wrong.
a candy bar.
Feather.
Feather. Oh, so it's in the races this time.
Avoid attacks.
Yeah, I
You
assume
may
this is pretty
even
much just gonna be an
discover
item
some
jumper.
unexpected
Or...
route.
Yeah, but it's not locked to battle mode this time. Oh,
Yeah, that is true.
Kamek is an
Oh,
item.
Kamek magic.
So,
Oh, it
Is it-
transforms people.
What other mysterious effects
oh,
will happen?
into
okay,
yourself.
so a bunch of random effects.
Well, no, it's like it's a copy.
To find items that'll turn the tables.
Basically, it
When you get items, go for it.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Basically, it
Black Mega
turn,
Mushroom is back. Yeah, it's really awesome.
it's like a
If you're
smoked.
new to the Mario Kart
That
series,
sounds like
there are
DK
added
Mountain.
features to help you along the way.
Ooh, DK Mountain.
Either that
Or
or
Dino
Dino
Jungle.
Jungle Jungle, one or the other.
Smart steering,
It's also got like a rock remix.
tilt controls, where you can hold the
Of
joystick
course.
controller
Yes.
horizontal and use motion controls.
It'd be interesting if.
Of
course,
course, they got
they're gonna
Joy-Con
have
wheels.
Joy-Con wheels, of
You
course.
can feel like you're really driving.
Cows in the way.
No, you can't.
Smart steering's cool. Oh, at least.
Yep, yep.
Ooh, how about a quick break? A snack sounds good right about now. Hey, look,
I'm assuming
it's drive-thru.
these vehicles ain't stopping for you. Uh-oh, pop out.
Here at Yoshi's, you can grab an order to go.
Okay, so you find the food on like drive
Take a
around
bite,
those.
And you can unlock outfits.
Unlock.
inspired by your
Okay,
logo.
good. It's not just a
Okay,
random.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eat some sushi.
Whoa!
And
What if you just like throw sushi at as items?
I'm pretty sure it's just gonna unlock.
once unlocked,
Oh!
outfits can be
What were
selected
those
from
things
the
called?
character selection screen.
The beetle-looking
Who
things.
knows what dishes or outfits you'll
That's
find.
a funny. That's
Make
an
a pit
interesting one.
stop.
Pirate
Check out
Wario.
these drive-thrus
Buzzy
all
Beetles,
around
I
the
believe
world.
they're called. I don't remember.
But Buzzy
I know what you're
Beetles
talking
are
about.
the
Now let's
the
get
black
back
shell
to the
things.
action.
Is that
Oh,
falling
yeah,
item
you're
boxes? Did I just see raining item
Oh
boxes?
my god, item rain would be cool.
Let's introduce some
Ooh.
new tricks that'll help you
new
ace
tricks.
All right,
these
let's see
tricks.
what the new tricks are.
Like-
Charge jump. You
Oh?
can now use a charge
Oh,
jump by
charge
holding
jump.
the drift button while driving straight ahead.
Oh!
Release
Oh,
the
Whoa,
so
like
you
so-
don't actually have to hold the direction now. That's
It's-
cool.
It's kind of like a it's kind of like a Z
Grind
jump
along power lines.
in like a
Yeah.
traditional Mario game, like a backflip.
Dodge attacks from your rivals.
Holy crap, that's actually badass.
And
Cool.
if you jump toward a wall,
Hello,
What?
bird.
wall ride for a short period of
So you
time.
can wall ride any wall?
That's cool.
Whoa!
Chain some tricks together, and you may
How long
reach
can you
places like
ride the wall?
so close, almost there.
Yeah.
Whenever this happens, be kind and rewind.
What?
Oh,
This will return.
we got a
the
rewind
What?
feature, so this
original
is
position.
practice mode, essentially.
Nice.
Please don't tell me you can do this in a regular race.
This can come in handy
I'm pretty
when
sure this
mapping
is
out
probably
the
just going to
best
be
approach
like
Or-
more a single player thing.
Or well, yeah, maybe
teach
just
you the
in
ins and outs.
drive like
Your rivals
just
will still
drive
move normally
mode.
when you rewind.
Oh, yeah, so you can use it in a race.
Okay, so
to-
it's just pretty much like just go back, so, but it doesn't affect anyone else. It's just affecting only you. That's cool.
In time trials,
So
I
yeah,
would
this
s-
actually gives you some more forgiveness on it.
I would say that's broken, but that makes you go backwards. So maybe it's not broken.
Yeah, it's just
can
only you,
download
too.
and compete
Like-
against ghost data from racers around the world.
So essentially, this could be a funny way how we see people avoid blue shells too. You know?
Customize the
Oh,
rules
no.
of the road in person.
That just put a horrible idea. Everyone's gonna be doing that to the blue shell.
3 laps within the same
It's gonna
course.
be hilarious, and I love it.
What if the person that the blue shell is targeting can't do it?
You can even take the road less
Then
traveled
that's just
and
too
choose
bad.
routes
That's
that
what
aren't
happens.
in great
No.
What it is.
Well, you get footstool.
Like, ooh, that's funny, and that's gonna
Up
be
to
cool.
What if it's
four
slow?
drivers can now compete in 2, 3, or even 4
Okay,
teams.
Oh my
this-
god!
this is-
Finally, more than 2 teams.
Yeah, this has been a necessity. We've needed this for a while. This could be awesome for battle mode. Also, I want battle mode elimination. I don't want this where you die and then you just respawn. I want. Oh! So, this. Okay, we have a. So these are maps. These are actual battle maps, not racetracks.
So I assume it's traditional blue battle mode now.
Yeah, so it's elimination. Good. Big donut. This is a big donut.
Oh wow, it is Big Donut. Yeah,
Yep.
it is Big Donut. Oh god.
Ah! Don't run into Reznor.
Yeah.
Whatever the frick it's called. Okay, free roam. That's what it's called.
When you're not racing, you can enjoy.
There's definitely gonna be more battle mode tracks too. They could add battle mode track or arenas too through Drip Feed.
Ride the rivers.
Woo!
Hi DK.
Oh, wait, was that Will?
Wow.
What is it? Wacky Woods? What's it called?
Pokies.
Pokemon. What was that? What's that?
Hey, penguins.
Is it Winding Woods? What's the track
Wherever you
that-
like, even to the
in
edges of the
Mario
world.
Kart 8? Winding Woods?
Hey, there's a
Wild
switch
Woods.
over there.
Wild Woods. Oh,
Oh, so it's like okay. So I guess this is our mission mode in a way.
you know what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it is in a way.
Da,
Look
da,
at that.
da, da. I'm hearing Mario 64 music.
Okay, so that's cool.
Outside of races,
I heard a suggestion
Yeah,
that
so
you,
mission mode is technically back.
there
That's
are
cool.
Yep,
also
yep.
hidden coins.
This is
yeah,
actually
like a
innovative way to actually do mission mode in a way.
almost like a
That's
Hidden
almost
paths.
like a Fortnite like
So take the scenic
uh,
route
missions
and
where you're whoa, skate
Also,
ramp.
During free roam, you can take photos.
Yeah, just
whenever you
straight
Oh,
up
that's cool.
pause midair. Oh, you
like.
can.
Strike a pose.
Oh,
Look at the camera.
That's cool.
Choose a frame. to
oh,
decorate, and
oh no. Okay, I was like, can you like
that one's a winner.
tilt or I guess frame forward? Lawnmower.
I would hope we can do frame by frame.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would.
If one
Dun,
Alright,
dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Whoa, the frame
There's
rate.
one system. That's,
Okay.
That's traditional. Yeah, we.
Yeah, we're seeing a frame
we're
rate
seeing
dip
a frame
here.
rate dip, but
I
it's
mean,
cool till it's going to be lowered, but
The
not
game also
unexpected.
supports
Oh my God, the dolphin!
here we go.
Up to
And
8 players.
8 players
with up to 2 players
with 2
on
players
each
per system.
Can
Okay,
race
so-
together this way.
Oh, okay.
16
so we got
players.
16 players, but not 24
I mean,
players.
16 players in a single room is like hectic enough.
24 players from around
Yeah,
the world
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
true.
can join a race or battle in online play.
But it still isn't gonna.
Is this?
But
Is it?
It's still like not what we expected. Oh. Wow.
Yep. Online play. Okay.
All right. Yeah, 24 players online. That's cool.
Playing online with friends. So free roam in online play too,
This
I would
may
assume.
look like free roam, but this
Oh.
is where you'll wait while your friends join you.
Okay, so you free
Oh.
roam while you're waiting.
Looks
Gotcha.
like someone's
Essentially a
arrived.
lobby system.
Yeah.
Yep. You can meet up with your crew anywhere in this world.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay,
By
so
checking the map, you can
So,
quickly see where
it's-
your
it's
friends
like
are and
squads
travel to
in,
their location.
Xenoblade X.
That's cool.
Battle or race with custom rules.
Hell yeah.
How
That's
custom?
awesome.
How custom?
Just
That's
go
my
for a
question.
ride together. Make this road trip your own.
Okay, we're seeing.
You can
Oh,
also take photos together along the way.
Oh,
That's kinda cool.
wow.
That's more your speed.
they're trying to do the. Oh, I was gonna. You're out of place, Donkey Kong. That's DK
Definitely.
Jr.
Game chat. Enjoy
Wait, this looks like Daisy Hills.
Experience by talking online with
Isn't
friends.
isn't there like a
Use the
windmill
microphone to voice
in
chat
Daisy
while
Hills?
driving together.
Yeah, but I don't think it's at this area
Yeah.
specifically. Oh,
Drive the truck.
Or take a back seat and watch each other's game screen.
wow.
If you have a Nintendo Switch 2 camera,
Someone's got to get pulled over by DOT.
you can enjoy seeing
Anyway,
your friends' reactions
uh,
while playing together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, yep.
Who's close by?
They're using the same camera feeds
Wait,
from
who just
the
passed me?
direct.
You'll be able to tell in
Switch
an
2 Direct.
instant.
Okay, so the fireball is not the fire flower; it's just ball that you
Yeah.
drag behind you.
And when playing together
Alright.
in person on the same system,
Awesome.
a single camera can detect
Oh!
up to 4
Whoa!
faces.
Oh, so that's how the picture frame
Enjoy
works.
the view.
Okay,
and
then
get
so
ready
that,
to
that
face
actually
off
How-
with your
explains a
friends.
lot.
How are they gonna detect? Because I am wondering how they're gonna detect like which player is which I feel like you have to sit
Well,
in a
technically,
set order.
I am actually using the same technology that they're probably using, which is like this face tracking that I have with the NVIDIA broadcast.
Well, yeah, but like for 4 players and trying to match the faces to the characters you're playing as, that's going to be interesting to see how
I
that works.
assume it's just going to work how Connect did it, pretty much. Because that's, remember,
Oh,
Just
yeah,
Dance
yeah.
on Connect actually did the same exact thing in a way. So like, it keeps track on who's who, pretty much. And usually it's pretty accurate.
So like, well, oh, it's over.
Exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, wow.
What?
A hardware bundle that includes
Wow.
Okay, so
That's
this
short.
so this revealed nothing that we were thinking it would. I
Okay.
what? Okay, well now we can like go through, but I was like thinking, oh, at least a 20-minute direct. Nope. I mean, okay.
But like, at least this did give us more insight on what we can expect for the Nintendo Switch 2, like
Oh.
how the Nintendo Switch 2 camera worked in a way right there, so near the end. So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, so there was definitely not anybody that was hoping for a price drop. You're not getting a price drop. You're never getting a price drop. You're asking the wrong company for a price drop. Guess what? You know when the last time they did a price drop was? When the last president of Nintendo was still alive. Just saying. That's when you got your price drops. Ever since then, when have you got a price drop? The answer is never. Just to clear the air for people who want price drops. It's like, no. Ever since, not a single game on the Switch, in the Switch library, minus like periodical sales, has gotten a price drop, a permanent price drop. Like Breath of the Wild came out launch day and it's still the same price as it was launch day. So now physical, that's up to the store's discretion. Like freaking GameStop can be like, yeah, you can get this for 10-20% off or something like that. But Nintendo doesn't do price drops. At least since the Wii U, but that was, even then it was like for very specific games. Anyway, yeah. Continue.
Yeah. So as I was saying, like, I don't think, like, I honestly am pretty most like satisfied with most of the direct, pretty much as what we saw, considering like what we have like gotten to witness and like what we actually saw. It's pretty good. The main things that we wanted, pretty much, like basically we talked about mission mode coming back. That was great that it is back in a way, and with the free roam mode, and we just bind it pretty much all over like the entire map. But
yeah,
I hope like we can actually have a way to warp to them, pretty much, so that way we can try the challenge out. Because that's one more nicer thing about these things. Like, I get if we have to unlock it the first time around, but if we have to go back to like drive back to it every single time, that would be a pain. Like,
or
no
at the
one
very
wants to
least,
deal with that.
at the very least, like with something you would expect from an open world game this size, have fast travel spots, so that if there is a mission, you can at least warp to, like, you could fast travel to the spot that it's the general area that's going to be. I would venture to guess that you can fast travel to each track that you find. Like, say you find a track, you've established that as a landmark, you can fast travel to that track. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Or, like, they could probably do the same thing for places that, like food stations or whatever, gas stations. I don't know, just general locations. Because the way that the quote mission mode, like, to me, it seems more like a I guess collectathon mode, where like similar to like something like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild,
Right.
you're looking for like Korok seeds, or you're looking for the shrines. That's like the sort of completion um, aspect of that game. And so, and I guess for Mario Odyssey, it would be you're looking for the moons, right? Um,
Yeah.
I could see that being like looking for the coins or looking for the different costumes would be that for this game. And I guess the P switch is like a special kind of short little challenge slash mission that uh, would count toward that completion rating or whatever. But at least they're adding things to do besides just driving around in the open world, for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so pretty much that, like, as you were saying, like, it would be awesome. Now, one other thing I do want to mention, pretty much, is that, like, how we actually have seen some of the new tricks. That, like, the hopping one, that was really interesting on how we actually have it. Then we also got pretty much the charge jump, and then we got a little bit of the rewind. As I already stated earlier during the reaction portion of it, I really am looking forward to seeing how this one works out, because obviously it's not going to affect everyone, but rather it's an access that everyone has, and it's going to be pretty funny to see. Like, some people probably might just dodge a blue shell like this, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
so now everyone's going to back up and like try to rewind intentionally, but whoever probably the blue shell already locked onto, by the time it's already like next to them, is probably going to just target them instead. And so the rewind essentially became useless to them.
Yeah, I do wonder if they're going to like mitigate, because to me that's like the obvious like use for a rewind function, or even just a red shell. But I think more important, like you can at least block a red shell. I didn't see anything. I didn't see a super horn, so so I didn't see a way to block the blue shell. So
I don't.
if people can just rewind their way out of a blue shell, that's gonna be, because I see that, and I see people just like everyone from like fifth to first place is just gonna all hit rewind at the same time. And is it just going to go for the person that's now in sixth place? Or is it going to, like, it already targeted you, you were in first place, it saw you in first place, so regardless if you drive back or not, it's still going to hit you? Or is it going to be like... That's another question. If you're driving and one of the other players does the rewind, are you going to see them just suddenly backwards? Or are they just going to disappear and reappear in the spot that they were in?
Like, I assumed that it's possible that what we actually saw is how exactly what we're going to see it is that it's going to actually just rewind them. Like, they're not going to appear randomly like that unless we have super bad lag for online play specifically. But I highly doubt. But I highly doubt it, considering that like what we saw pretty much is that it just literally rewinded them. So like they were forced to drive back while everyone else just kept moving forward. So essentially, it doesn't exactly work how we were fearing, or that it was just going to be a single player mode only thing.
Because
and speaking,
I do.
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I do think probably if they do that, it'll be like while you are reversing, or while you're rewinding, you'll probably be in like ghost mode, right? Because I can imagine you rewinding. If you're not in ghost mode and you're just rewinding, it'll like freaking knock drivers out of the way as it's pulling you back. And like, no, it's probably gonna be like you turn into like ghost mode, so you can still see them move backwards, but they don't affect the drivers while they're moving backwards, so people can still drive through the reversing. But I do wonder if they're going to try to limit like how many times you can do that in a race too, because like
Yeah,
Like
I would
doing that
assume. I
three
think.
times in a row can be at that point, or maybe that can be some sort of penalizing thing where just one person is just driving back. Like they drive all the way to the third lap and then they just spam reverse, so they just reverse the track while everyone else is playing properly. Uh, Although I could see some funny like videos come out where it's like, I drove, I drove all the way to the to the first lap. Like I was already ahead of, I was a whole lap ahead of the people behind me, and I'm gonna reverse a whole lap so I can get in front of them all again. You know, and I'm gonna do it three times. Like I could see a funny like video come out of that. Like, can I beat this this racer after rewinding a whole lap? I don't know. But that'll be interesting. I do want to well, continue what you were saying. While you do, I'm going to go to skip to that shot where it showed the whole map with all of the tracks on the map.
All
Figure
right,
out
so
where that is.
yeah, that timestamp is 2:48.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, and I wanted to also bring it up like that when I was talking about modes. Pretty much, we actually did get updates on like what a few modes are. We got obviously our traditional Grand Prix. Then we already got the brand new announced Knockout Tour. We also got our battle modes, but so far we only saw two specific battle modes, which which is a bit unfortunate right now. But I assume that later down the road we're gonna have more battle modes. Oh, that's my hopeful wish right now, because obviously we only have the balloon battle and the coin runners right now. I would love to see like the return of Shine Thief. Obviously that is the biggest one. Then we also have pretty much like the Renegade Roundup and then the Bomb battles. But then I would also hopefully like to see them bring in a brand new mode, like something like a Capture the Flag mode. You know,
Yep.
like that would be cool.
Or like a or like a sort of King of the Hill. Well, I guess that's what like that's what Shine Thief is, but I mean something more along the lines of not tower control, splat zones, where there's like a point on the Mario Kart map where you have to like defend and keep keep other racers out of, or I don't know.
I'm not sure how that I'm not sure how that would translate well to Mario Kart's
True.
thing, because I feel like the Shine Thief mode is exactly what you're thinking of, but in a way that it's because it's easier to like move that around, and it makes more sense for a mode like in Mario Kart or any racing game in general. It makes more sense
because you're
the
driving
point was
around.
moved.
Yeah.
Right.
But so I do want to take a look at just one, how many tracks there are so far just on the map here, and the ones we're not seeing, as well as the returning ones that like we haven't I guess seen yet. One thing I am seeing is that the Mario circuit, the Super Nintendo Mario circuit, is middle, like kind of just north of center. It's got three different Mario circuits, three different like shape. I think it's Mario Circuit 1, 2, and 3, all in that same area. So yeah, because there's Mario Circuit 1 on the left, and then Mario Circuit 3 on the top right, and then I think that's Mario Circuit 2 on the bottom right of that little spot. So you could say that's three tracks right there.
Yeah. But what I'm pretty sure we saw is that there are 7 cups and 4 tracks each in them right now. But I assume that means like we're only getting 28 courses, which is a bit of, which is just one short of like what we're normally expecting. But considering that they're trying to do like something brand new with the open world aspect, losing like 4 tracks in comparison, I feel like that's not that bad of a trade-off, to be completely fair, because essentially what we have now is like it's total of like however many transitions to certain tracks pretty much is what we got. So I feel like it's pretty much automatically doubled essentially from like the 28 essentially what we can get to pretty much something like I don't know, like double or triple the tracks essentially to get like to move over there is the thing.
Well, that too. That, and I also think, I'm pretty sure we're not seeing every track here. Rainbow Road has to be here. It just has to.
Yeah, that's true. We need a Rainbow Road.
And just having a Rainbow Road to round it up to 29 tracks doesn't make sense either. I think there's definitely like 4 tracks that we're still not. Because Nintendo likes to, even though this was like a info dump blowout, I still don't think they showed us everything. Clearly not, because they're not.
Yeah.
There's no way they're gonna lose the opportunity to like either have DLC or have updated content, and it's surprising that they didn't talk about that in this direct, but it's also probably a relief because I feel like there are people that have bias against both of those ideas, like both drip feed and DLC. So they're probably just gonna wait until like a week before the game comes out to talk about that, maybe.
Right.
But go ahead, because I'm gonna try to plot point where all of these tracks are. Like, see if I can identify some that they didn't quite name.
Yeah, so one other thing that's really disappointing to me right now is, as something we already discussed, is that the costumes pretty much that we can unlock essentially are acting as separate characters. So while it's not as bad as what we expected, it's still like right now looking like a giant mess at the moment, and with how how it looks right now, because essentially what we were hoping for was that we could just select the character like Mario and then select one of the any of the costumes that we have for Mario. Well, same thing with any of the other characters with the costumes that they have. But it seems like what we have right now, it doesn't seem like it looks like that at all, and it's just going to be this giant cluttered mess of like characters with costumes, and it's going to be very, very difficult to figure out like where exactly everything is.
The way it's looking, I wonder if it's going to be like... Okay, yeah, I am saying... So, I was thinking like... Okay. Well, so here you have... I'm on 320.
Oh, and I found out that it seems like the Piranha Plant item was literally Piranha Plant's a playable character. I literally just... I didn't notice this earlier, but yeah, Piranha Plant's a playable character.
Yeah, okay, so this is...
On 322, if you want to see that, but yeah.
Oh, I'm still kind of... I'm trying to get through this cycle of characters here. Okay, so it starts it starts on the babies. And then after the babies, it goes to Nabbit, Piranha Plant, Hammer Brother, Monty Mole, Goomba, Spike, Crab, Cheep, Dry Bones, Wiggler, Cataquack, Pianta. I don't see Noki. Where the Noki's at?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so it's looking like, first of all, we got Rocky Wrench, too. It's looking like the costumes are, like, cycling through. Like, they're doing cycles of each of the character slots. So, like, it cycles through one, like, the base model of each character first, and then after you get to, like, the last character, then it cycles through another costume of, like, the same character next, and then it's probably going to do that multiple times. Because, like, I'm looking down here at the little dots for, like, cycling through the characters, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little dots you can cycle through just right now. And there's probably going to be more.
Right.
So they're doing it like Splatoon outfits, essentially. Or
in a
Splatoon
way,
weapons.
yes.
Yeah.
As we also see a sort button, but in a racing game like this for Mario Kart, I really don't like this, to be honest. And frankly speaking, I don't really like how the sort thing is in Splatoon either at the moment. but
Yeah.
it's like it's still like we could wish for better. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's just right now.
because I'm wondering
Definitely, this is not exactly how it looks. Like right now, how it looks, it's not as clean as it should be.
correct. Yeah, it's looking like pressing sort could literally just mean like it just puts all the Marios in the same spot instead of consolidating it into like you press on Mario and then an option of the costumes you can pick lines up. But no, it looks like you press sort and it puts all the Marios on one screen, and then it puts all the Luigis on one screen, and then it puts all the Daisies on one screen. It's going to be a mess. I just want to see, do we see a like third and fourth Mario or characters? No, okay, you pick the character and then it cycles through four like screens of cards. Are it? We could just be seeing. I was gonna say, are there like weight class cards? Like, are they sorted by weight class right now, or can everyone?
I
just
don't
drive
think
every
so. I
card?
think it's probably going to be doing what they did exactly on DS, where once you had, like, once you were able to unlock it, essentially you could just use any card with any character, pretty much.
Yeah, because like I mean, and like I was saying, we're only seeing Daisy in these cards, but I'm sure you could probably like analyze the this like monster wheel car here, the orange cart. I'm pretty sure I saw Toad in that, and Toad is a lightweight character. So and
Yeah,
Daisy
no,
is
because
obviously
like
medium.
in the next couple of seconds, pretty much after Daisy selects her card, we see Mario and Bowser picking the same car.
Okay, so yeah, anyone can unlock the character. Okay. I'm also seeing less stats for these carts, so we're only seeing speed, acceleration,
Yeah,
weight,
I'm noticing
and handle.
that too.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, how much like cut corners we're gonna see for having a game this large, you know?
Yeah, because they have to compromise, like, and condense the space somewhere, considering that they probably don't want the game to take too much space up on people's systems.
Yeah. Okay. What I do also want to analyze is how the carts like move when they go off ramps and stuff, because I want to see if it's like a flat landing, like how it happens in previous Mario Kart games, or if it's like wheel tracking or something like that.
Right.
Well, so, oh no, yeah, that's definitely wheel tracking. When somebody hit like a car, one of the cars driving on the road, they got like knocked over, and the cart almost like fell over. Can we? Oh, why's my phone wired? Okay. Okay. I'll probably have to end the stream on my end in like the next 15 minutes, but we still got a while. So is that Peach Beach? I think it is. You can go ahead and say.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. The tracks that they have, like Mario Bros. Circuit, Crown City, Whistle Stop Summit for Mushroom Cup. Then we got, like, let's see, Flower Cup is Desert Hills. Oh, okay, so that's a returning track for DS.
Oh, is that what
Shy Guy Bazaar from Mario Kart 7.
Okay, I'm trying to look at like where all these tracks are on the map here. Okay, so
Right. Now, I'm assuming the Wario Stadium we see right here is actually the N64 Wario Stadium, because this has been the only N64 track that has never been remade in any Mario Kart game prior.
Correct.
Like, this is straight up the only track that I have actually not seen ever remade. The closest we got, technically, was DS's Wario Stadium, but that's only because it shared the exact same name. Here,
Correct.
pretty much, it seems like it's going to be N64's Wario Stadium. And then we also got Airship Fortress from Mario Kart DS.
yeah,
So that's cool. They returned that.
yep, and it's looking like, so we have Bowser's Castle definitely like in the volcano here. Airship Fortress is on kind of in the same vicinity where it's in the sort of volcanic land. And also, this one's
Yeah.
definitely a new one. It looks like a Dry Bones style, uh, track. I also think the Big Donut is this like, I don't know if you can. Are you on the track map, like
I'm on
248?
like just the Grand like when they're talking about Grand Prix, but I'll go over to like the battle mode since you're talking about that, right?
Well, I'm at I'm at 251, but you can go anywhere from like
Oh,
248 to 51. I'm like trying to point out the maps of like the full map to point out which of all of these is like which track. I was gonna say so like
right.
in the top left where you see like Bowser's Castle and like Airship Fortress and the lava levels. I think this circular pool of lava is going to be where the Big Donut is, because they're not showing the battle mode tracks on here, but I would venture to guess
Right.
that it's probably in the vicinity of all the other lava, tracks. And then on the top center, this is definitely a new track, but something similar to like Maple Tree Way. And then on the top, that same like forest area on the right, you have that Boo. What was it called? Boo Cinema, I think.
Yeah, Boo Cinema.
Yep. And then on the bottom of that forest area, you got the Mario circuits, and I think or like the Super Nintendo Mario circuits, and there's three of them there. Like there's three different, like Mario Circuit 1, 2, and 3 are all three there.
Right.
And then there's only 3 tracks in the Iceland. We have what's that? I keep forgetting what that one's called, but the one with the ice cream.
Oh, Sky High Sunday.
Yep, that's the one. Yep, and then DK Pass.
Yeah, that's
on
a
the
tour
bottom.
track.
Yeah, yeah. And then DK Pass on the bottom, and then on top we got this new.
Starview Peak.
Okay, yeah, and that's a new one, I think, right?
Brand new.
Yeah.
Like, I don't recall that track ever in Mario Kart games, so.
Yep. And it looks like we're gonna have like these coastal tracks. So if you kind of go down, like directly under the snow area, we got Wario Shipyard. That's definitely Wario Shipyard. Then directly under that, that's definitely Peach Beach. Yeah, because you see the little tunnel that you drive under in Peach Beach. The thing with Peach Beach is you can see like Daisy Cruiser sitting right next to there, so I have a feeling that that's going to show up at some point. Like in the GameCube version of Peach Beach, you see Daisy Cruiser driving or sailing around. And then the one to the left of those two is, I forget what it was called, but it was the kind of Italian style.
Yeah,
Italy
the
style
Salty Speedway.
That's the one.
Salty Speedway. I'm literally looking back at it right now, and yeah, it's called Salty Speedway. We can even see the icons of them, pretty much, like on the like as when you look back at these.
Oh, okay. So like the kind of little dioramas of them.
Pretty much. So you can actually see them pretty much. So like we got Crown City, and that is going to be just like near the bottom center, just above one of the tracks. So
okay,
on the left side.
Another thing. Okay, yeah, the tracks were one of the first things they showed off. So yeah, it was like the first thing. Then you have another like forest like area on the very bottom right. But this looks more like, so like the top was forest. I think the bottom's going to be like jungle, because you got like dinosaur something. I don't think it's Dino Jungle, but it's very similar to it.
That is Dino Jungle.
Did they call it that?
Yes, it's confirmed Dino Jungle.
Okay, so they just added like more than just friggin' long necks. Okay, so now we have T-Rex and Triceratops and freaking pterodactyls and all the dinos all over the place. That's actually cool then. So
Yeah, because like when we're going,
Mhm.
like if you go to back to the Grand Prix footage on when they're showing off the tracks, pretty much on how they are connected, you can actually see them labeling each of the tracks' names, pretty much, and in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
order you're playing them through.
But also the one with the giant item block on top. That's also in the jungle station. I'm wondering if that one's Donkey Kong related. Um,
Let's see.
or oh, there uh, something like that. And then there also looks to be a Savannah like
Yeah,
style track right above that, and that one's almost like a freaking Animal Kingdom kind of deal, where it's basically Dino Jungle, but with like normal and non prehistoric animals, giraffes and elephants and such. Okay, then you go obviously dead center. We probably have like Peach something. What was it? Was there a name for that one?
let's see. Let me double check and see if they ever did mention it.
Not Mario Bros. Circuit is a desert level or
Yeah,
or desert style mesa type level, whereas that center one.
let me see. Um, nope,
Where did it show
that's
the
not
Grand
it.
Prix?
Peach Stadium, apparently, that's one of the maps that they're calling. But
Stadium, huh?
that's not.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's actually the one with the castle icon, is the thing. I don't think that's the one you're talking about. Peach Beach, there it is. It's called Peach Beach.
Well, so that's the one on the very right.
That's the one on the very right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one in the center has to be Peach Stadium. If there's a
Yes,
Peach Stadium at all.
that is correct.
Yeah. Then there's also one right above that with the with the cow. I don't think this one is Moo Moo Meadows. Because I don't know. I don't think they're going to do that early. They may
Well,
add that.
the Savannah one you're thinking of is called Fairway Oasis.
Well, yeah, I'm talking. So there's the Savannah, but I was referring to the castle stage is like right in the middle, right in the center of the whole
Yeah,
map.
the castle's. Yeah, that's Peach Stadium.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
and then you see this star-shaped like lake here, and then right above that you have this map with a cow on it. Is that the oasis you're talking about? On the like whole map. And also, I found where Toad Factory is. It's also in the it's like on the border of like this volcano area, which is interesting place to put it. And then let's see. To the right of the center, where you have this star-shaped lake, you have this sort of kind of Japanese inspired level, which I forget. I think they mentioned it, but I didn't see what they called it. So Salty Speedway, you got Starview Peak, you got Boo Cinema, you got Toad's Factory, of course, Mario Circuit, Mario Bros. Circuit. Oh, okay, yeah. Whistle Top Summit. Okay, so that's the other track that's in the like the Badlands Mesa, like on the very bottom. Okay.
Yep.
And then DK Spaceport. I was thinking like 75 meter.
I mean, it does have 75. It does have a 75-meter look to it, but no, I think it's 25-meter look.
25, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
but they got metal. They got Robo Donkey Kongs roaming the place. DK bots roaming. So okay, Whistletop Summit was one they didn't mention like in the reel there. What about Flower Cup? Okay, yeah, you said Desert Hills, Shy Guy Bazaar, Wario Stadium. Yep, and the Star Cup. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So we got
interesting in Star
DK
Cup.
Pass.
In Star Cup, they're going through all of the ice-related levels and ending at Warrior Shipyard. That's so they're doing sort of a. I mean, it makes sense if they're doing like, you know, a driving from race to race. So they gotta make you drive to
Yeah.
close by tracks. Then we have Koopa Troopa. Okay, I knew it was Koopa Troopa Beach. It wasn't just any beach level. It was Koopa Troopa Beach.
Yep.
And it looks like you're going to be crossing the ocean for each of these, or crossing the water for each of these, like to get from one to another. And then you have Peach Stadium. That's an interesting thing to call it, but maybe it's like a whole metropolis. And was Crown City in? No, it wasn't. Okay, in the Mushroom Cup too. I don't think so. Okay, and then banana. Oh! They zoomed in before we got to see it. What was the Shell Cup? Or no, the Banana Cup. What was it?
Banana Cup, you can actually pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Peach Beach, Salty Speedway, Dino Jungle, and Great Mystery Block Ruins.
Yeah. Or mystery question block. So okay, so that was the jungle one that I was referring to.
Yes.
So we still don't know
if you want to do like frame by frame for YouTube, you can actually use the like comma and period. It's to do like go frame by frame.
The keyboard. Oh, I just have it turned off. Well, maybe if I had it turned on, it would work. Okay. You said the comma. Yeah.
Yeah, comma and period, or pretty much like the greater than and less than
Yeah.
and signs, pretty much that you can use to do frame by frame.
Okay, so Dino Jungle, they actually kind of turned it into like a paleontology
Research lab, it seems.
lab. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they don't show any more. Yeah, they don't. They don't show any more. Oh, they kind of do. No, they don't. They don't. Okay, yeah, because at this point they're kind of showing the free roam, but like when you're driving from race to race. And it looks like it's going to be like you're driving on a road for most of them. Like there's going to be a road just kind of mapped out that leads you to the actual racetracks. Because some of these roads just kind of look out of place with the racetrack. Yeah, Peach Stadia. That's a interesting that Peach is getting a stadium and Wario's getting. I mean, Wario already has a stadium, but you know.
Yeah.
Still, Peach wants that entertainment center in her castle. But Knockout Tour. Okay. So Knockout Tour, we're seeing some of the other tracks. They're not naming the tracks, but we're seeing some of the ones that they didn't show close up. So Desert Hills, of course. Mario, the second one. So I'm on 512. On the goal. Oh! So the different, the other line of cups is part of Knockout Tour. And
No, I think it's just more like they're showing off like what it is for.
Hold up.
I think they're just showing off parts of what it's essentially what we're going to see in Knockout Tour.
Well, yeah, but.
Did you shower yet?
But.
I need you to shower and we need to immediately go to bed.
Okay. I have to. Yeah, I have to end it now.
Okay then. That's
Yep.
unfortunate.
Yep.
But yeah.
But yeah, thanks to everyone for watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna also end the stream here pretty much, considering since TactMuse is not going to be in this conversation anymore. I feel like it's not exactly going to be like we're going to be able to continue it. So even if it is on,
True.
like I'm doing it on my stream too. But yeah, like.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, anyone want to catch like TactiMuse here on like YouTube. Just feel free to check them out. And I'm also going to sign off here. I'm Rob MX here on Twitch.
Yep,
And,
and
yeah.
thank you everyone that showed up at any point in the stream. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.